Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? I am back with another review of a day at an amusement park, and this time I will be discussing this past Saturday at Dorney Park, which was July 25th, 2020. Well, I mean that was a good day overall, but I mean at the same time operations were just not good. And so, anyways, let's just get started already. So, when EB and I first got to the park, we checked Lost and Found to see if my missing maroon drawstring bag was there with my towel in it, and sure enough, it was. So, we celebrated by doing the victory dance. And so, anyways, after that victory moment of finding my maroon bag, we went inside the park and went to Amore Pizza for our first meal of the day. And for Amore Pizza, we had to wait for quite a bit because there was a big family that had ordered something. And so, anyways, when it was finally our turn to order at Amore Pizza, I wanted to get the pepperoni basket because I didn't get to really enjoy it last time because I was rushed to eat it because it was right before closing. And so, anyways, this time I really enjoyed my pepperoni pizza basket from Amore Pizza, and it's definitely my new favorite restaurant in the dry park now. Expect me to be going there often. And EB, if you're watching this, expect to be going there not every visit, but pretty often. And so, anyways, after our meal at Amore Pizza, we rode Kaleidoscope, which we had to wait quite a bit for because after a cycle, she cleaned every section of Kaleidoscope in every single car, and then she ran a test cycle after, which made waiting so long. And so, anyways, after we finally got on Kaleidoscope, we headed to Dodgem, which was an okay ride on it. I mean, there were a lot of people going the wrong way, and they have no idea that Dodgem is a one-way ride. And I want you guys to understand this when you go to Dodgem is a one-way ride, and you can't even go any other way. You have to keep up with the pace that everyone else is going at. And so, anyways, after that, okay, right on Dodgem, we headed to Thunder Canyon because we saw that it was down while we were in line for Dodgem, but then when we were on Dodgem and about to go, we noticed that they turned it on, and so we started shouting and cheering, and then EB saying, "Let's get it!" and all this stuff. And so, anyways, after Dodgem, we headed to Thunder Canyon to wait for it to open. And after walking around a bit, getting some shots of Thunder Canyon and Cedar Creek Cannonball, we noticed that there was a line waiting for Thunder Canyon to open. So we got in it, and we had to wait a bit, but it was worth it because we were one of the first people to ride Thunder Canyon for the day, which was so lit. And that was a lit ride on Thunder Canyon too, you guys. We and EB both got decently soaked from it, and it was a fun ride on Thunder Canyon. I always really love a good ride on Thunder Canyon. It's my favorite water ride in the dry park temporarily because Whitewater Landing is closed for the season. And so, anyways, after our ride on Thunder Canyon, we were gonna ride Hydra, but then it had a line in the switchbacks, and I said, "Nah, we're not gonna wait in it." And so, anyways, after that disappointment, we rode Enterprise, which was always a good ride on Enterprise, like I keep saying. And so, anyways, after Enterprise, we headed to Dominator Green, which was a really good ride on it, like always. And so, anyways, after Dominator Green, we headed to Zephyr, and on Zephyr, I always get some great views, and so I really enjoyed that ride on Zephyr. I didn't get any pictures of it, though, because EB was literally sitting right next to me at the very good spot where you could get pictures of Zephyr, like the best spot in the seat that we were sitting in, and I'd have to move in sort of EB's way. You get what I mean, to get a picture of it. And so EB was the one who got lots of pictures from Zephyr. And so, anyways, after Zephyr, we headed to the relaxation zone to get some water. And we checked on Cedar Creek Flyers, but it was closed, and we got some pictures of the soil testings for the new coaster. And so, anyways, after all that madness, we headed to Steel Force, which was our first coaster of the day. And while we were in line for Steel Force, and when we got off of it too, we ran into this guy whose username is AJKOY on Snapchat, and he was funny, and he was one of those guys waving the flag on Steel Force in the park footage. You probably saw it, and he was like, honeymoon, and it was really funny. And when we finally got on Steel Force, it was a really good ride on it. I got some ejector air time on those camelback hills, and it's always a good ride on Steel Force. I'll always love the first drop, and plus, we sat all the way in the back too, which was absolutely lit. And so, anyways, after we got off of Steel Force, you saw in the vlog, EB laughed at it. So I was doing my Steel Force review, and EB was voicing his opinion on Steel Force, what he thought of it, if you know what I mean. And right after he did that, he noticed AJOY was dancing like crazy, and he started laughing so hard. And so, anyways, after I did that review, AJKOY was like, "Did you get that on video?" And I was like, "No," and he was disappointed. And so I got another video of him dancing to make up for it. I'll show you that clip right now. Wasn't that a funny clip? I just wanted to show the clip for those of you who didn't see it in the vlog or haven't seen my vlog yet. And so, anyways, after that a little interaction with AJKOY, we headed for Demon Drop, which was like a really good ride on it. And then after Demon Drop, Evie got a refill from that funnel cake and ice cream place I keep telling you guys about. It's so funny how we always stop in that funnel cake and ice cream place every time we go to Dorney. Like, we are on a streak of stopping there. It's amazing, guys. And so, anyways, sometimes I don't end up getting ice cream from there. Sometimes I do. And this time I did. But I got the waffle cone. And therefore, my chocolate ice cream today was, like, really freaking drippy. Like, it kept getting all over my hands. And I even got it all over my shorts and on my face and everything. And Evie took another picture of me eating ice cream. And so, anyways, I'll share that picture right now. Wasn't that a funny pic, guys? I always feel like I'm representing a statue of, like, some sort of animal when I eat ice cream at parks now. And so, anyways, after that ice cream session of mine, and after that refill session of Evie's, we headed for Thunder Creek Mountain, which the line was out of the queue, but hey, it was still moving quickly because they had multiple logs. And so, anyways, it was a good ride on Thunder Creek Mountain in general, too. Like, we did the log boom song on it. And so, anyways, after that ride on Thunder Creek, we headed for Thunderhawk because that was one of the coasters Evie and I still needed to do. In fact, the only coaster we'd gotten on so far was Steel Force, which was, like, unfortunate. And so, anyways, we went in line for Thunderhawk, and it was a decent amount of time wait for Thunderhawk, but we ended up sitting in the front row again, which is amazing. Like, Evie and I have been getting front row rides on Thunderhawk every time we go to Dorney since opening day. Like, isn't that crazy? But Thunderhawk is like a front seat ride, so I don't mind. And in fact, I encourage you to get a front row ride on Thunderhawk if you ever get out to my home park. And so, anyways, after that ride on Thunderhawk, we headed for Dominator Red because that was one of the rides that I wanted to do. And so, anyways, we ended up waiting 30 minutes to get on Dominator Red, and there wasn't even a long line. And that just tells you how slow they were moving at Dominator Red. And when we finally got on it, the operator stapled us in, so we couldn't get any airtime, which really sucked. And so, anyways, after that ride on Dominator Red, we headed for Hydra. which people in line weren't social distancing, and the line was really bad because the operations were really bad because they had rows blocked off. And I understand it was to promote social distancing and all, but the operations were not good because of that. They should resume doing every other row. Like, it's every other row is still 6 feet, you guys. And so anyways, when we finally got on Hydra, like after all that social distancing and stuff, like the guy actually social distanced everyone, and we were already social distancing, and he social distanced us even more, especially. And so anyways, after we finally got on Hydra, when we finally got on Hydra, the operator was about to send us in. He was like, "Enjoy your ride on Enterprise, I mean Hydra." And plus we got a front row ride in on Hydra too, which is a front row ride for me. It's a backseat ride for Reby, but it's a front seat ride for me. And so anyways, after that front row ride on Hydra, which was good, we headed for Chicken Shack because that was the closest restaurant to us. At first, EB didn't want to eat there because there was a line for it at that time, but we ended up going to Chicken Shack, and I got the shrimp basket there, like I get usually when we go to Chicken Shack, and EB got his Caesar salad and that he likes there. And so anyways, after that meal at Chicken Shack, we had time to do Talon, so we headed for it to take advantage of it. And when we were about to get on Talon, which the line moved very quickly for, and it was not a long line too, since it was getting close to closing, which I was so happy to see. When we were about to get on, we ran into Anthony from Ride the Thrills. He was helping out at Talon tonight because the people at Talon needed his help. And so a shout out goes to Anthony from Ride the Thrills for helping out at Talon tonight and just being at Dorney in general. And so anyways, we ended up getting a front row ride on Talon, you guys. And front row rides on both B&Ms in one day. It's amazing. And so anyways, after that front row ride on Talon, we had a little interaction with Anthony. And so anyways, after that little interaction, EB wanted to stop by at Coaster's Drive-In for a refill since he was really thirsty. But at some point in time when we were in line for Coaster's Drive-In, I realized it was already 7 o'clock, which was closing time, and so we left Coaster's Drive-In, and then we left the park. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, in the morning, after we just passed through the temperature screenings, Mike saw us, and then he started chatting with us, and he was like to EB, "So, what are your questions? I know you got questions." And that was really funny because, like, Mike likes when EB asks questions. Like, EB always used to ask Mike questions in 2016, which was like, I don't know, something else. And so anyways, we had a good interaction with Mike that day, and he was like to EB, "You don't have any questions? You're not even gonna ask about Possessed?" And then he told us what's going on with it. And yeah, so that concludes this review of the day of July 25th, 2020 at Dorney Park. Reply to me your thoughts on this video, and make sure to stay tuned for more of those coming soon to Coaster Plus Music 19, and I will see you in the next